Hello guys and welcome to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. My name is Daft Punk. I am all suited today, though I must try not to get too excited today in any way because I do not have any leg dressing on. Yes, that is correct, no trousers. It is traditional for me to say Happy Christmas. I know no better way of spending your Christmas day than to watch me grind on some men. With humour. We're going through the traditional game of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire today. Lifelines, safety nets, fastest finger first. So let's get right into the unveiling of our first contestant. To do so, we shall play fastest finger first. The way this works, I will ask the hopeful contestants a sequencing question and they will try to tell me the order via the chat. The first person to get the correct order will get into the hot seat first. Are we ready, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes.
Yes.
How do you answer these?
Woo!
Lovely. Again, remember it's A, B, C, or D. Put these 4 stories into the correct order from earliest to latest release. Is it A, order. A, The Stones of Blood. B, The Pirate Planet. C, The Power of Kroll. Or D, The Armageddon Factor.
Alright, you had to do the whole. Okay.
Oh god,
I did that wrong.
Is Liam correct? Oh my god. The correct answer for that question is B, A, C, D. B, A, C, D. Liam is first up. He got the first one correct, and I believe he's the only one who got it correct. That is not correct. He did get it correct, but he got it first. So, Liam, make your way up to the hot seat. It's not actually hot, but, you know, we can make it hot if you want to. Liam, hello!
Hello.
Okay, so Liam, we'll have a chat when you get to the £10 stage, when you get to your first safety buffer. Straight into it?
Yeah. Hope I actually got it right.
Oh, yeah. Don't leave after the first question, for God's sake. Okay, Liam, your £1 question. Tooth and Claw follows a story revolving around what fictional being? A, gnomes. B, the devil. C, werewolf. Or D, Pudsey.
I'm not very sure, but I'll have to guess C, werewolf.
That is the correct answer. You've got your first £1 coin. Great British pounds, of course. Into your number 2. Your £2 question. Margaret Blaine is the human alias of what creature? Is it A, Slovene. B, vampire. C, patient zero. Or D, a vervoid.
Oh, I thought that'd be harder, but then I remembered it's Margaret the Slovene.
Yes, it is. Correct. That is your £2 in the jackpot. That is not the jackpot. It is £200, but you know. Your £3 question. Who portrayed the Master in The Deadly Assassin? Was it A, Peter Pratt? I hope it's not a Pratt. B, Jeffrey Beavers. C, Eric Roberts. Or D, Anthony Ainley. What is your answer?
It was Peter Pratt.
That is Peter Pratt. Correct. Now, this is your penultimate question before your first safety buffer. Here's your £5 question. Clive Swift appeared in Voyage of the Damned as Mr. Copper, as well as what 22nd series serial? A, Attack of the Cybermen. B, Revelation of the Daleks. C, Timelash. Or D, The Mark of the Rani.
I think I'll have to go with Revelation of the Daleks.
That is the correct answer. That is a clap from the audience. Now, this is for your first safety buffer. Are you ready?
Hope so.
Okay, Liam. David Mitchell and what other comedian voiced the robots in Dinosaurs on a Spaceship? Is it A, Alan Carr. B, Robert Webb. C, Jimmy Carr. Or D, Al Murray.
Oh, wow. Could I have a 50-50?
Yes, you can. The options for the 50-50 are B, Robert Webb, and D, Al Murray.
Ooh. I think this is a very difficult question. I might have to just, because I don't know any of them comedians. Well, I know Jimmy Carr.
Oh yeah. the GOAT comedian, in my opinion.
I think I might have to just guess.
You do have several lifelines.
But I'm not sure anyone else would really know this. That's the thing.
Just a reminder, your friend is George for this. Do you think George would know?
George, did you Google it?
No, you are asking the right questions. You are, but no. What do you want to do? What would you like to do, Liam?
Oh, great. Oh, I think I'll just ask the audience since two of them know it.
Okay, we are asking the audience. 2 lifelines are being used for this question.
I don't know.
I can't say that's bad. I'm sure you won't be the only one who uses both their bloody lifelines by the first bloody safety buffer. But there we go. That is the game. So, audiences, get your fingers on your todgers, please. I mean your buttons. Either works. The question is, David Mitchell and what other comedian voiced the robots in Dinosaurs on a Spaceship? Is it B, Robert Webb, or D, Al Murray? Please submit your answers now. That is pretty comprehensive with B's. Toby the outlier there saying D. Liam, yes. Does that help?
I knew I should have guessed B. Yeah, I'll go B, Robert Webb.
That is the correct answer, and you've got to your safety buffer. Whew.
At least I got that.
Yeah, that's the game. So Liam, 2 lifelines down. I'm going to ask you again, because I did ask this to you privately. How far do you think you can go with the lifelines you have left and all?
I don't know. Really depends on what era or what shows you're talking about.
Yeah. It's going to be a mix of all. So, background for you. You're a chaser. You were on the Doctor Who edition chase videos as a contestant, as a chaser. You did have a good final chase in the chase episode. In both cases, I believe you won one, and you came narrowly close to catching up with the team you were facing. And then, of course, beat the chasers. You were very dominant in that. And, of course, in the latest game show we recorded that will be out by now. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It came out yesterday, depending on if you're watching this on Christmas Day. You won the weakest link. So, do you think this prior experience will help you today?
Well, it's definitely made me realize I know maybe too much about the show.
Yes. So you're at the £10. Would you like to set your safety net at the next level, which is £15?
Don't think I will.
Okay. You shall carry on without your safety buffer at 15. Let's get straight into it. Liam, your £15 question is, in Kerblam, what does Graham jokingly say he can do? A. Pick up on social cues. B. Pick up on nervous energy. C. Pick up on mating calls. Or D. Pick up on love.
If I think I know the scene you're talking about, I'd say it'd be D. Pick up on love.
Is that your final answer?
Oh god, it's the first time you've asked that. Oh great. I've lost all my confidence.
No, is that your final answer? I'm gonna throw curveballs in there. Is that your final answer, yes or no?
Yeah, final answer.
Dun dun dun. Incorrect! I'm sorry, it was A. Pick up on social cues. To which the guy said, really? And he was like, no. That was the scene. So, if you remember the scene correctly, was that the scene you were actually thinking of, or were you thinking about something different there?
Sounds like him talking to, the villain about him and I didn't know. I don't remember. I haven't seen the episode since it aired.
Fair enough. I thought you did like the episode, but you can without rewatching. Fair enough. So Liam, With regrets, you are the weakest link. That is not the right game show, but you are still out of this. I'm sure you'll be on in the future again. Better luck next time, I suppose. I'm sure you didn't expect to get knocked out at like £10. That being said, you do fall back on the £10 and you do take that away. So it's not all is lost, I guess.
That's what I predicted.
Oh, the £10 safety buffer.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But yeah, I thought I gave it away there when I said it's like your final answer. I should have said that earlier. But yeah, curveballs. So Liam, I'm so sorry. Could you please put yourself on mute? Is Liam on mute? Yes, he is. Right, we are going to play fastest finger first for the second contestant again. Now, put these 4 stories into the correct order from earliest to latest release. A. The girl who died, the woman who lived. B. The Zygon invasion, the Zygon inversion. C. Before the flood, under the lake. D. The magician's apprentice, the witch's familiar. And everyone has submitted their answers, I believe. The correct answer was D, C, A, B. And the correct person to get that correct is Michael Wilson of the Spin the Wheel Big Screen Hit or Miss Doctor Who Star Trek podcasts. Michael, how are you?
Hello. Yes, I'm a prolific podcaster. Try saying that 10 times fast.
I would rather not. So, after Liam's performance there, how do you think you will do? I guess the answer is the question.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not super confident, but hopefully all the misspent many a night watching Doctor Who will pay off. We'll see.
Yes. I do have to point out some gaps in your knowledge. Of course, you have not watched all of Classic Who. So if you were to put a percentage on it, how much would you say you have watched of Classic Who?
Oh, I have the little thing that George Sheard, AS Creeper made, where you can mark it off, and I know that I'm above 50% on that, so I'm probably like 65, 70% done.
And how much of that percentage would you say you can competently give answers to? Like basic answers, basic questions.
It depends on the question. I mean, if it's plot related, probably. If it's asking me like who directed this random second Doctor story, there's a chance, but it's not necessarily a guarantee.
Yeah, fair enough. Would you like to get straight into it?
Well, that's something I don't get asked a lot, so yes, let's.
I question our friendship sometimes. Your £1 question is as follows. Who portrayed the 8th Doctor? Would you even like the answers to this? The options.
Well, technically, I mean, yeah.
I mean, you could just say the name.
Just give me the question, the answers.
A. Sylvester McCoy.
I'll make you do your job, boy.
B. I'm not getting paid enough for this. I'm actually losing money. B. Paul McGann. C. Christopher Eccleston. Or D. John Hurd.
Well, it's a tough one, but I'm going to go with
You're wasting
Paul
everyone's
McGann.
time. Yes, it is correct.
You said you wanted us to act.
Not like that. Okay, your £2 question is Series 7 episode Cold War saw the return of what villain? Was it A, the Ice Warriors, B, the Silurians, C, Omega, or D, the Weeping Angels?
It was the Ice Warriors.
It was indeed the Ice Warriors. That is your £2 question. This is your £3. Rosa, and what other Series 11 story ends with a different than usual credits song? Is it A, Demons of the Punjab, B, The Witchfinders, C, It Takes You Away, or D, The Battle of Ranskoll Af Kolos?
It is Demons of the Punjab.
That is indeed correct. Very well played there, therefore, Michael. Here's your £5 question. The monologue to conclude the serial Survival was recorded on the show's what? Or which, or whatever the hell the phrase is, anniversary. Is it A, the 25th anniversary, B, the 26th, C, the 27th, D, the 28th?
I think I know, but I don't want to mess up, so I think I'll go 50-50 on this one, please.
Okay, your 50-50 for this one is B, the 26th, or D, the 28th.
I'm going to say the 26th.
That is the correct answer. One lifeline down.
Ooh,
but
that was a relief.
not just the job. Okay, your £10 question to get your first safety buffer. You do like a buffer, don't you, Mike?
I do love a good buffer.
Yes. Do you have a car?
No.
If you had a car, would it have a buffer?
No, I'd have a spoiler, just so that I could wander around everywhere and be like, spoiler alert.
Would you buff the car's buffer?
No.
Shame. I do. Every day. £10 question. What Capaldi era story featured the younger son of Patrick Troughton? A. Last Christmas. B. Deep Breath. C. Time Heist. D. The Doctor Falls.
I hope you keep asking me questions about my favourite episodes. It is, of course, Last Christmas.
That's correct. You have got your safety buffer. Now,
woohoo!
A little bit of catch up with you, Michael. Would you please tell the ladies and gentlemen about your podcast YouTube channel that everyone should subscribe to? Link in the description.
Which one? There are several.
The one you care about more, let's say.
Well, that's just putting me on the spot. I'm going to look like a real jerk if I don't say the one that we do together.
Touche.
Well, there's two. At the moment, when this goes out, the most recently uploaded would have been Hit or Miss the Big Screen podcast with film reviews by myself and our host today, and sometimes the occasional guest. And the other one is the Hit or Miss the Star Trek podcast, which will have concluded by the time this goes out. And by now you'll have heard all of the guests we've had for at least the first series. So there we go.
I guess everyone can tell that you're my favourite guest here. No offense, guys. Your £10 question. £15 question. If you want to set your safety buffer at 15, would you, Michael?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Liam, would you like to give your input here? I'm just joking. Okay, your £15 question, Michael. As of September 2021, the first 3 episodes of Series 1 have what rating on IMDb? Do not Google it, you bastard. A. 7.0, B. 7.5, C. 8.0, or D. 8.5.
Now, as I understand it, I should have a second 50-50 that I can use here.
Do you not have a friend?
Correct? I do not have a friend that I can phone, so I was told...
I mean, you do have a phone of friends. You could always phone the friends that you have in the Discord server. Or you could take the 50-50 if you wish.
I could, but I'm not 100% that anybody else, without cheating, would know this.
Yeah, I guarantee everyone has just Googled that, off air. Okay, the 50-50 is A, 7.0, or B, 7.5.
And that's the rating on IMDb
for the first 3 episodes of Series 1. The revival.
What were the options again, sir?
Oh, for God's sake.
I will lean... I'm going to lean higher and go 7.5.
You lucky son of a gun. That is the correct answer, 7.5. Would you like to set your safety buffer for £20, Mr. Michael?
No, not just yet, I don't think.
Okay, you are pushing your luck, mister. Okay, for what episode did Billy Piper finish filming for last before leaving as a regular? A. Doomsday, B. Fear Her, C. The Satan Pit, or D. Love and Monsters?
Weirdly, I actually do know this. It was C.
Nice, the correct answer is indeed The Satan Pit. Michael, you are doing very well. Let's say you win the jackpot today. Where's this money going to?
Well, that's never going to happen, first of all, so you'd probably have to hire somebody to revive me first. To be perfectly honest, it would probably go on either Star Trek or Doctor Who merch. I'd like to pretend I would do something charitable with it, but come on, it's not going to happen.
Okay, there is a question in the chat. Do we get the option to walk away with the money after hearing the question? Yes, you do. Okay, so your question, £30 question is, Mr. Michael. Yes, Dominic, I see your comparisons. Leave me alone, please. This is my money. In Deep Breath, what instrument is mentioned as the Doctor and Vastra do a psychic link for sleep? A. Trombone. B. Trumpet. C. Drums. D. Piano.
I don't know this one, so I think I will phone a friend on this one.
You shall phone a friend, and your phone a friend is the guy who's profusely sweating in the audience. It is Thomas Tharries, the YouTube guy who just, boasts about having money and getting you things. Tharries.
I literally didn't do that, and you just shouted my name so many times you gave me a heart attack. Hi.
You have been summoned. Would you like me to repeat the question for your benefit?
Yes, please.
Okay, someone's not paying attention. In Deep Breath, what instrument is mentioned as the Doctor and Vastra do a psychic link for sleep? A. Trombone. B. Trumpet. C. Drums. Or D. Piano.
So, can you run through the answers one more time? I hate to...
If I do that, I will need water by the halfway point, so I'm going to copy and paste it into the chat.
That'll do. Right. Okay. I'm just gonna... Okay. I'm gonna have to go with B, trumpet.
You don't have to go with that answer, of course, but your phone a friend does have reasonable belief. That is the correct answer. Does that give you any inklings? Do you remember the scene now, Michael?
I don't remember the scene, and to be honest, I'm not confident that Harries isn't just guessing either.
Okay, if you
No, the friend is gone. Go on mute. No, don't you dare do that. Your 30 seconds is up, young one. Michael. I am the youngest.
You know what?
You are the young ones to me. I am Daft Punk. Michael.
Yeah.
What is your thoughts today? Not on today, but what is your thoughts?
What's my thoughts today?
What's your thoughts today? What have you been thinking about today? Dust in the house, hoovering around, I don't know. What's the answer, mate?
I am going to... You only live once. I'm going to assume that Tharries does know what he's talking about. Then I can blame him and he will owe me 20 quid when I go home with 10. And I'm going to agree with what Tharries.
Is that your final answer?
See? Yes.
Tharries, may you owe him some Beat the Chasers money. That is the incorrect answer.
Oh! Tharries!
I'm sorry. I don't really remember Deep Breath. I'm sorry. It's been a while.
The correct answer there was piano. The Doctor makes like a quirk saying that him and her brain will be like a piano playing or something like that. So yeah, the correct answer was D, piano. Michael, commiserations.
I picked the wrong phone a friend.
I'm thankful. Oh, beef. Big beef. I have big beef. Michael, so unlucky today. If we do this again, about 3 years' time, will you be playing your cards differently and choosing a different phone a friend?
Yes, and I will be way more cautious because I still hadn't asked the audience that I was contemplating chucking in there as well.
Or you should get
Which I should have.
That knows Doctor Who to actually call. Maybe that'll be...
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Ideally, yes.
Yes. So, Michael, thank you for coming on. You leave here, like Liam, with £10. I can tell I'm losing £70 today, but there you go. Thank you for coming on, Michael.
Yeah, you're welcome. Bye-bye.
Okay, this is the next fastest finger first. Not too fast or I'll squeal. Right, today's question, I keep saying today. This question is... Everyone go into the chat. That is not the question, that is just a general order. Go into the chat. I sound like a bloody unit officer. Okay, put these 4 episodes into the correct order from earliest to latest release. Whew. The A, the Sontaran Stratagem. B, the Unicorn and the Wasp. C, the Doctor's Daughter. D, Silence in the Library. I have lost my mouse. There we go, there's the mouse. Okay, now I can actually click. Can I play Fast Finger? I mean, do you have a partner, Jamie? then you can kind of contemplate that answer. But yeah, the correct order for that was A, C, B, D. Please welcome to the hot seat, Toby, who got it correct.
Hello.
How are you, Toby?
I'm doing good.
Good. You are again like a recurrent guest on this channel. So, with that prior knowledge, how do you think you're going to do today? Do you think you're going to get further than £10?
Maybe. Some questions I thought were very easy, and some others I thought that's ridiculously hard.
I don't want to lose more than £30 on one person. I'm so sorry, but no. There are questions, and they get tougher at £200. Trust me, they are ridiculously hard at £200. But that's the game, of course. It's got to be hard. So after what you've seen today, will you kind of strategically play your safety buffer?
Probably not.
That's the honest answer. I respect it. So Toby, are you ready for your questions?
Yes.
Awesome. Here's your £1 question. The Daleks is a serial that introduces what villain? A. The Daleks. B. The Dregs. C. The Pating. Or D. The Hybrid.
Daleks?
Why do you sound so confused and perplexed by that question? You sound like you don't know it. It's like your final answer is Daleks.
I know it, but I'm just thinking, did I miss something? Is there a twig?
The Daleks is a serial that introduces what villain? A. The Daleks.
Obviously the Daleks introduces the Daleks, but
there we go.
I just was in my head. I thought you're messing with me somewhere.
Fair enough. Your £2 question, Toby. In Earthshock, the Cybermen plot to destroy what planet? A. Earth. B. Gallifrey. C. Mondas. Or D. Vortis.
Earth.
Earth, that is the correct answer, thank God. I was thinking you would say like Vortis for that, but no, that was the web planet, of course. Toby, your £3 question is, what is the prequel of Asylum of the Daleks entitled? A. The Defense Drones. B. Pond Life. C. The Last Day. D. She Said, He Said.
Oh shit. I have no idea about these prequels because I think I didn't see any of them. What were the options again?
The options were, I'll repeat the question. What is the prequel of Asylum of the Daleks entitled? A. The Defense Drones. B. Pond Life. C. The Last Day. D. She Said, He Said.
I'm kind of leaning to the Defense Drones because I just thinking like drones, Daleks, robots, maybe.
Yeah.
Pond Life sounds more like something you would do for maybe how's the story called? Power of Three, so maybe that not. What were the other two?
Your options are A. The Defense Drones. B. Pond Life. C. The Last Day. D. She Said, He Said.
Last Day. I don't know. I'm taking a 50-50 here.
Okay, your 50-50 is A. The Defense Drones. B. Pond Life. The 50-50 is predetermined. I'm not just saying that because it's the two you were thinking of. Genuinely, they are predetermined.
I believe you. On the other hand, why would Power of Three have a prequel or something? I don't know.
I would like just to repeat the question. It's not the Power of Three, it's Asylum of the Daleks.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking Pond Life sounds like something for prequel for Power of Three because that's all about their life and stuff. But Asylum of the Daleks kind of deals with that too. Defense Drones was the other answer.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like something like such a dull name. No, I go Pond Life. Defense drones sounds like such a stupid name for something.
It took you a while, but that is indeed the correct answer. Is Pond Life. Annoyingly, I don't have the associated episode to each one, but I do know the last day is before what do you call it? It's either the Night of the Doctor prequel, which makes no sense, but I believe it's Day of the Doctor. The defense drones. I will actually Google this now. The defense drones. Doctor Who. Is a prequel to Revolution of the Daleks, or it's associated with that in some way. And if I'm not mistaken, She Said, He Said is a prequel to Series 6. I will be open to debate with someone in the chat.
He Said, She Said is the prequel to Name of the Doctor.
There we go. Name of the Doctor. Okay, Toby, your £5 question. You are edging closer to the safety buffer. Whew. I really need a glass of water. My voice is going. I need to get these sunglasses off. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, I can see. It's a miracle. Oh god, it's bloody bright in this room after sunglasses. Okay. Toby, what televised... Actually, no, I prefer the sunglasses on. It has an eerie essence, kind of. Okay, no more messing around. Toby, what televised story features the only on-screen meeting between the 6th Doctor and the Brigadier? And for my sake, this question was written by Mr. Michael Wilson, so if the answer is incorrect, not factual, then blame him, please. A, the Twin Dilemma. B, Dimensions in Time. C, Time and the Rani. D, Scream of the Shauka.
I actually have no idea at all.
Okay.
Positive. So the Scream of the Shauka, wasn't that something animated or something? Was there even something with 6th Doctor? I don't know. It's definitely not the Twin Dilemma. I'm pretty sure. Dimensions in Time, I have never seen at all. And Time and Rani, I don't really remember that series. I do have a second 50-50, right?
You do still have the... No, yeah. Well, this is the case. You can do a 50-50, or you can phone a friend, your actual phone a friend. So which would you like to choose? You can pick...
No, I take a 50-50.
Okay, your 50-50 for this is B, Dimensions in Time, and D, Scream of the Shauka.
Pretty sure Scream of the Shauka was something animated without the 6th Doctor. I don't know what animated it was, but pretty sure nothing with 6 Doctors. So I take Dimensions of Time.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is the correct answer. Congratulations. Now you have the right to play for your £10 question, which would be your first safety buffer. But of course, if you don't get this right, you will be leaving here with nothing. So, Toby, to get your safety buffer of £10 and leave here with a guaranteed sum amount, the question is, in Deep Breath, the Daleks shoot down a spaceship with Journey Blue in it and her what? A, uncle. B, father. C, brother. D, nephew.
Oh.
Everyone's screaming into the Dalek. I think you made a mistake.
Yes, my bad. For God's sake.
Oh, okay.
And I believe I was actually going to write a question about Deep Breath, but then I thought, no, I just made a question about Deep Breath, so I thought I'll just go on by one, and I did Into the Dalek. So Into the Dalek. Into the Dalek. That's a pretty obvious question because there are no Daleks in Deep Breath. Get off my back, guys. Into the Daleks shoot down a spaceship with Journey Blue in it and her what? A, uncle. B, father. C, brother. D, nephew. I'm gonna shut the chat now for the rest of the game.
Deep Breaths. Dalek shoots down
Into the Dalek.
Into the Dalek.
Yeah. They're so mean to me, aren't they, Toby?
I want to take another joker. I take the audience, the whole audience.
Okay, ask the audience who rightly called me out, the bastards. I hope they get this wrong now. Okay, fingers on buttons, buzzers, keypads, whatever. Into the Dalek. Bracket in bracket, deep breath. The Daleks shoot down a spaceship with Journey Blue in it, and her what? Is it A, uncle, B, father, C, brother, D, nephew? Please submit your answers now.
Okay, that's pretty clear. So I take brother.
I'm afraid to say they all got it wrong. I'm just joking. They probably had a mini heart attack there. That serves you right. Indeed the correct answer is brother. They shoot down the spaceship with Journey Blue and the brother, and she goes on a rant about him and says, "Oh, my brother just died." Anyway, that is your first safety buffer. So, Toby, what are you up to nowadays? What do you kind of do? What's on your watch list? What do you watch?
What do I watch currently? I am currently trying to get through Classic Who, actually.
What
What
are you up to?
Try to start a project where I watch one episode every day, so I can just kind of going with it, but I haven't watched an episode in a month because I was busy, but I'm hoping to restart it again sometime.
Okay, so if I were to say, what's your favourite Classic Who story that you've watched in the last month, what would you say?
In the last month, I haven't watched any episode.
In the last year?
In the last year, okay. Last year. I'm probably leaning towards Keys of Marinus, actually.
Nice. Yes, that is an underrated one. I love this location work in there. What would you say the best thing about that story is? What do you kind of connects to you about it?
It's just really exciting because we cover all these different places with a coherent storyline, but it's also not just dragging on and staying at the place too long. It's very fast-paced, and I really like that about it.
I agree. That's a big problem with 60s Who, but Keys of Marinus flipped that on his head and was like, we aren't being ambitious this month, whatever. But yeah, good choice. Now, I'm guessing you may or may not, of course, one or the other. Would you like to set your safety buffer for £15?
No.
Okay, Toby, for £15, no safety buffer. How many years were there in between the Brigadier's appearances in Terror of the Zygons and the Mordrin Undead? Was it A, 2, B, 5, C, 8, or D, 11? My doorbell is going, so I'm going to go on mute.
2? It's definitely not. That's too short. 5? Given that Terror of the Zygons is 3 early in 4th Doctor and Modern Undead's 5th Doctor, 5 seems not work. No, probably not. 11 or 8. Just in which
okay, I'm back
season?
now.
In which season was Terror of the Zygons? 8 or 11? What Doctor had?
I would just like to jump in here and do say you have your phone a friend.
Yeah.
Your second phone a friend.
Wait, let me just think about it. The 4th Doctor had 7 seasons, and we have 3 seasons with the 5th Doctor, and it's Modern Undead is somewhere in the 5th Doctor. I don't know where. I just know it's 5th Doctor something. And with 11 years, that's gonna be...
That's a long time in it, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard, especially because I know Terror of the Zygons is not very early in 4th Doctor, but just early. So I'm gonna go 8.
Your deductions were correct. It is indeed 8. Congratulations, you're up to £15. How are you feeling? A bit of weight off the shoulders?
Yeah, actually, I'm feeling fine.
Feeling fine? Okay. So that leads me into the next question then. Would you like to set your safety buffer for £20?
Actually, yes.
You're going to set your safety buffer at £20, yes or no, just to confirm?
Yes.
Okay, your safety buffer is at £20. Get this correct and you will be leaving home. Leaving with to home, even though you're at home right now, with a guaranteed sum of £20, no matter what. But you have to get there first. This is your question. Rose was the most watched episode since what serial? A. Arc of Infinity. B. Survival. C. The Ultimate Foe. D. The Creature from the Pit.
I think I'm just guessing numbers right now. I think Rose was watched by, I don't know how many people, like, I don't know, 9, 10 million. It was pretty much, if I remember correctly. And Survival was definitely below that, the other story, I forgot, the Sixth Doctor one you mentioned, I think, was definitely below. Infinity was... Is this Fifth Doctor? I'm not sure about that. And what was the fourth story? Arc of Infinity and?
Arc of Infinity, Survival, The Ultimate Foe, and The Creature from the Pit.
Creature from the... Arc of Infinity was Fifth Doctor, I think, and Creature of the Pit. I actually have... I think Fourth Doctor, but I'm not really sure about that.
Just another reminder, you do have your phone a friend.
Yeah. So it's not Survival and Ultimate Foe, I'm pretty sure about that. Arc of Infinity, Fifth Doctor... I don't think Fifth Doctor ever got somewhere like 9-10 million. I think it was below that. Creature of the Pit, I don't really remember where it was. Not Sixth Doctor, I would know that, not Seventh Doctor. Maybe also Fifth, I don't know. No, I go Creature from the pit, of the Pit, whatever.
So, just to confirm, you would like to submit the Creature from the Pit?
Yes, Creature from the Pit.
Congratulations, you're the first one not to be leaving here with £10. You are leaving here with 20 at least. And my leg's just gone into immense cramp from my excitement. Oh, I'm not even joking, I'm in severe pain. Toby, I will still talk to you while I'm in intense pain. Congratulations, man. £20. Oh, yes. Oh, God, my leg. Oh, okay, Toby, summarize how you're feeling in 3 words. Oh.
In 3 words?
In 3 words. Or 1 or 2, I don't care. Very, very good. Oh, yes. Oh, God. Oh, God, the cramp. I need to shave my leg. This will be cut out. Oh, God. Oh, it probably sounds like I'm doing the dirty. Ah, God. Okay, £20. You are your safety buffer. Of course, that is your second one and your final one. I am literally in tears right now because I'm in such ecstasy about that victory. God damn it. Are you ready to go into your £30 question?
Yes.
Good.
Let's murder.
God. In Journey to the Center of the TARDIS, the Doctor sets a self-destruct timer for how long initially? Is it A, 30 minutes, B, 15 minutes, C, 60 minutes, or D, 40 minutes?
30, 50, 60, okay.
I will put it down into the chat.
Yeah. I haven't watched this episode in a very long time, I think. So there's literally no idea. I don't. The chat is going wild. I think I'm going to use my last joker.
You're going to use your last lifeline, okay?
Lifeline, yes.
Yep, so your phone a friend is Jamie. You are being called up, Jamie. Jamie, could you please turn your microphone on and suppress us with your mighty presence?
Hello.
How are you, Jamie?
I'm alright, actually.
I'm alright. Okay, your 30 seconds starts now. Engine into the center of the TARDIS. The Doctor sets a self-destruct timer for how long initially? 30, 15, 60, 40 minutes.
Okay, I'm not 100% sure.
29, 28, 27. I'm joking. You have all the time in the world to go for it.
I was thinking 40 at first because that's the length of the episode, but I think that's a bit too obvious. I'm gonna round. I think it's 30. I can remember something. I can remember it being a whole number, and 60 seems too long, so I think it was probably 30. Up the stakes a bit. 15 was way too short, but 30 I think is the middle ground. I remember it being a whole number, and I remember it being a short amount of time to up the stakes, so I think it's 30.
Okay, thank you for that input, Jamie. Toby, so Jamie thinks it's 30 minutes. How long did he set the self-destruct timer for initially? Is it 30 minutes when you take the punt, or do you have other thoughts?
I think the deduction is actually quite clever. I would agree with that, actually. 60 seems too long. 40 is a weird number. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, let's risk it. I trust you. Let's go with 30.
So far, the phone of friends we've had today has let the associated contestant down. Will he do the same to you, Toby? We'll find out after the break.
Hello, Benjamin.
Do you like Doctor Who? Do you like comedic reviews? Then you'll probably love my YouTube channel, but maybe not. Here is a short clip from all of the ones I've released thus far, though by the time this went up, I should have all of Series 1 reviewed and uploaded, so go and check those out as well. The bin scene. Yes, this particular bit hasn't aged well, but my god, to me this is just harmless fun. Even the burp. He accessed the room to be intuitive and find the wires he had hoped to find on the corpse to justify why he had not believed in the extraterrestrials.
I'm such a big fan.
It's wired up inside like nothing I've ever seen before. No one could make this up.
Now someone's taken a pig, opened up its brain, stuck bits on. Then they've strapped it in that ship, made it dive bomb. It must have been terrified.
Funny how hard expensive wooden doors can be broken through easily, but not for the council door.
My name's Rose Tyler. I've got a friend he can help. He's called
John C.
We are back from the break. Jamie made a crap joke that I cut out there. With a bit of luck. The correct answer is 60 minutes. So you got it wrong. So that means you leave with what you were up to, which is £20, because that is where your safety buffer was. So for context, it was initially at 60, then the doctor puts it down to 30, and that's the timer that it ended up on. But I did say initially, so it went from 60 to 30, and he did threaten the cadets with the prospect of it going down to 15. So I just wanted to throw the curveball of 40 in there as well, because 40 minutes left of the episode. I'm a sneaky devil. So yeah, it was initially 60 minutes. So very unlucky, Toby. The winner of the weakest link. You were very good in other game shows as well. Will you be back? I hope you're back. Will you be back?
I'm definitely gonna come back someday.
Awesome. Are you bitter about Jamie's lack of showing there, like Mike has been to Tharries?
No, I don't think I would have known better.
Okay.
To be honest.
Well, I invite Jamie back into the call right now to apologize to you, voice to voice. That was it. That was the apology. Just crying. I'm glad. I'm really glad you did that. I bet you feels great now. But yeah.
Let me ask you. I'm sorry. You can see how I made that mistake there, right? I forgot that he changed the time completely, because like I said in the chat, I think Journey to the Center of the Tharries is a crap episode, so I couldn't remember much from it. Yeah, so I forgot that he changed the time, so sorry. I was really confident with that as well.
Well, that's that. Unlucky Toby. Okay, well, Toby, thank you for coming on. Could you please go on mute now? I like how it just obeys. Like, I am God. I may as well be God at this point. Okay, fastest finger first. I'm not even sure how many people are to go yet. Tharries and George. Okay, thank you. Fastest finger first. Please, fingers on your keypads. Your fastest finger first is... Put these 4 serials into the correct order from earliest to latest released. A. Death to the Daleks. B. Planet of the Daleks. C. Genesis of the Daleks. Or D. The Evil of the Daleks. And happy C. Okay, so I trust that you guys have done it. You have. Very easy. Jamie, I hate you for doing that. Okay, the correct order is... D, B, A, C. That means Tharries is not the winner. I was about to say it then. No, George is the winner and is coming up to the hot seat. George, the Barrowman fanatic himself. George, how are you today?
Whoa, let's not throw the B word around.
Yes, well... Your Dr. Mind recording says otherwise, but we won't get there. I left that in as well, the edit, so you guys can go expose him on Twitter if you want to. But yeah,
that was a joke.
Yes, it was a joke. So George, you're the penultimate guest today in today's recording. Of course, there will be some after this in the edit, like even after today's, because it's split up into 2, of course, which the audience won't know until now. But yeah, so after what you've seen today, are you any more confident or are you any more pessimistic?
Well, Jeremy, I wasn't confident when I came in, and I'm even less now, so we'll see how it goes.
I would like you to call me by my correct name.
Sorry, Chris.
Do you remember it? No, Daft
Master.
Punk. Daft Punk.
Oh.
Daft Punk. Say it.
Sorry, Daft Punk.
There we go.
You look a lot like Chris Tarrant.
Daft Punk will give you the question now. Your name is George. The first prize is £1. So this is the question. I shall scroll. I have scrolled. Your question is: in what story does the Dalek meet Charles Dickens? What? In what story does the Doctor meet Charles Dickens? A. Vincent and the Doctor. B. Rosa. C. The Unquiet Dead. D. The Long Game.
C. The Unquiet Dead.
I was just hoping you said Vincent and the Doctor, final answer just for the lols, but yes, that is correct. That's such a you thing to do, innit? But yeah, correct.
So crazy.
Yes. George, your £2 question is: who is the Doctor in the episode Robot? A. John Pertwee. B. Tom Baker. C. Colin Baker. D. Pierre Capaldi.
Well, which one of us really is the Doctor, you know? Like, we don't know. What letter was Tom Baker? I was too busy thinking of a stupid answer. B. That one. Yes, please.
That is the correct answer. You have got £2. Congratulations. Pull down your trousers. Okay, £3.
I don't have any trousers on.
Neither do I. Join the club. Galaxy 4. And I got bloody cramp and I showed my legs on camera. I will be editing that out. Galaxy 4 opens what season? A. Season 2. B. Season 3. C. Season 8. D. Season 9.
It's B.
Is the correct answer. It is indeed B. Congratulations, George.
Thanks for that. Otherwise, I'd just
would you like a virtual sword fight?
Yeah, obviously, and a physical one.
Before this episode gets taken down by YouTube community guidelines, I shall go on to the £5 question. Apalachia is a holiday planet featured in what story? A. Nightmare Silver. B. The Doctor's Wife. C. The Girl Who Waited. D. The Rings of Akaten.
D. My favourite episode of Series 6, The Girl Who Waited.
I think you said B, but then you said the wrong episode associated to it. I
said C.
Okay, you said C. Okay, yeah, that is the correct answer. It is The Girl Who Waited. Now, it is your time to play for the first safety buffer, which is in Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror, Angie Mahindra and who else returned to the universe to play Thomas Edison? Was it A. Durant Visich, B. Haley McGee, C. Robert Glinster, or D. Brian Caspe?
You say Thomas Edison?
Who played Thomas Edison? Yes.
Is it C?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, screw it.
Fair play. I thought for a second it was Goran Visilic without looking at my notes, but I believe he actually played.
He was Nikola Tesla, wasn't
he? Yes. Thomas Edison was played by Robert Glinster. So Goran played Nikola Tesla, Haley McGee played Dorothy, and Brian Caspe played Mr. Martin. I don't know if you can associate a face to those names, but they were all making their...
I just knew that Edison looked a bit like his brother from what's it, Ashes to Ashes or whatever it is.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to find.
Yes. So you did get that correct. Sorry about that.
Thanks.
Would you like to set your safety buffer at £15?
15. No.
No.
Not for now. I'll save it for now.
Okay, I believe I may have got that last question wrong because several people are typing and I'm very worried. But just for argument's sake, you did get that correct, okay? We're moving on. I'm not looking at the chat. Your £15 question is, in Dalek, the lone Dalek describes his mutating condition as what? A. Sickness, B. Illness, C. Failure, or D. Corrupt?
A. Sickness.
That is the correct answer. On to the £20. So, I'm going to ask the same question to you, George. Top money. If you get, where's this money going to?
Well, I would say like pre-ordering Galaxy 4, but I already did that. I don't know. I'd probably buy some other crap that I don't need.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't give it to a charity with dying children in?
Oh no, screw them. It's all about me.
I'm just guilt baiting people today. I love it. Okay, so I will ask you again just to confirm. I don't know if I actually asked this. I don't think I did. Would you like to set your safety buffer at £20?
Judging by how difficult it is, yeah, sure. £20, please.
Okay, your safety buffer is at £20. Not many ambitious people today, but there we go. Not saying you aren't ambitious. You could well make the £200 even with your safety buffer at 20, but we'll see. And do remember you have your safety lifelines and stuff. Mission to the unknown. And I would like to point out, just before I ask the question and the answers, this is a controversial question. I did give it to Michael and he said, well, technically, but I was like, no, this question is proper, and if anyone disputes it, I will say, put my hands up and say, fair enough, you're semi-right, but you're also semi-wrong. So it's a bit of a mean question, but...
There's nothing wrong with being a semi.
Yeah. Do you have a semi on, George?
Not right now, but just give me 5 minutes.
Okay. Mission to the Unknown is unique for what reason? A. It features a portrayal of God. Well, it doesn't have me in it, so it's not that one. B. It has several titles. C. It has the first on-screen kiss in the show. D. It is the official first standalone episode. And I would just like to reiterate the word in the question is unique for what reason? Unique.
I'm gonna go with D. Final answer.
That is the correct answer. You've got to your lifeline. It's connected to Dalek's master plan, I believe. But it's like semi-connected. Like there's a whole serial in between, and it officially is a standalone episode, even though it does. It's essentially a prequel, but it's a televised prequel, so it's a bit weird. But it is a standalone.
It was remade by that university, wasn't it? Like a couple of years ago.
Yeah. So everyone on in the chat is saying standalone. Unearthly Child was not standalone, Michael. It was technically a whole part of a serial. But yeah.
But the first episode's completely different to the rest of that serial. So
yeah, true. Fair enough. So now, if you do lose your money, you go back down to your buffer. But let's hope that doesn't happen. George.
Yes.
I really need water. In a pre-Series 1 BBC interview Christopher Eccleston did, what iconic villain did he say the audiences would have to wait for? Was it A, the Ice Warriors, B, the Cybermen, C, the Master, D, the Tharries?
I vaguely remember this interview, but I'm not 100%, so can I ask the audience, please?
You can ask the audience. Dominic, Liam, Jamie, Michael, Toby, Tharries, could you please type the answer to, in a pre-Series 1 BBC interview Christopher Eccleston did, what iconic villain did he say the audiences would have to wait for? Is it A, the Ice Warriors, B, the Cybermen, C, the Master, or D, the Tharries? Please put your answers into the chat now. Okay, that is not everyone, I don't believe. Oh no, that might be everyone, but I don't care. So it's fairly mixed. I don't care, honestly, but it's fairly mixed, honestly. So what would you like to go for?
I'd go for the Cybermen. I feel.
George?
I feel like that was yes.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, it's my final answer. Will lock it in.
Lock who in?
Lock me in the cupboard. Help!
That is the correct answer, and you have secured yourself £30. Well, not secure because you could still lose it horrendously. But for now, you do have £30 to your name. I hope
God, it's so good.
Your sake that's not your bank account balance, but there you go. It's £30. This is your £40 question. You are higher than anyone has went before. How do you feel?
Oh, I'm so high right now.
WhoGameshows does not endorse drug for recreational use. Okay, here's your £40 question. In what serial was the title card changed for the first time? Was it in A, The Power of the Daleks, B, The Underwater Menace, C, The Faceless Ones, or D, The Macra Terror?
Can you give me the options again, please? Jesus Christ.
You may. I need water. I need it. I've put in the chat. I'm gonna go on mute and I'm gonna get myself a glass of water. Ponder amongst yourself, and I am recording, so do chat to the audience. Seduce them if you can. If I don't come back and you haven't encouraged the ladies and gentlemen to like this video, I will be fuming. So yeah, I'm gonna go get water. Please promote the like button to the audience. Thank you. Good luck.
Right, guys, so what you gotta do, you gotta dislike the video. Just give it the biggest dislike you can. We want to see more dislikes on the video than we do like.
Comment on what you hate the most about this video.
According to analytics, only 1% of you are subscribed.
No, they don't want to hear that. They're too used to hearing that, you know. They want a new experience, you know. They tell them not to subscribe.
If this
Everyone
video
else plug what they do instead.
Like, we'll do part 2.
I'm rebelling against the system.
Break the shackles of eternity.
If you like this video, then you are normal and think that Galaxy 4 is better than the Dalek Invasion.
Are you guys cheating?
This video, I got that the wrong way around.
Are you guys cheating?
No.
No. I am recording, so if you are, then screw you. Where's my hat gone?
We were telling everyone to like the video.
Oh, thank you. I bet you were as well. Where's my hat?
Yeah, definitely. Nothing bad happened.
Nope.
Ooh. Right, I am back.
If you think anything bad happened, Tharries started it.
You little snitch. That's all I'm gonna say.
Alright, so how does it feel that you got knocked out of the weakest link, like as one of the first people to get knocked out?
About as, not as bad as it would have felt for you to give me £50 on Beat the Chasers, so.
I'm still fuming that fucking recording got deleted.
You didn't even get to make a video about it either.
I paid you for nothing.
Yeah.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. And to all a good night.
is the Hungry Earth Cold Blood story set? Shut up. A, England. B, Scotland. C,
Now I'm going to take all your money.
You will be paying for the jackpot.
Thank you, Dom. Thank you.